All right, so let me see. The other news story that I wanted to share, the White House is on the defensive from the Israeli prime minister, who along with his GOP allies, as well as a few Democrats in Congress, are intent on derailing the Obama administration's peaceful negotiations with Iran over its nuclear program, which under international law, which under or as a signatory to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, have a right to develop nuclear power. And of course, Israel has nuclear power. Not only do they have nuclear power, they have over 400, it's estimated over 400 nuclear bombs, and they have not signed the Non-Proliferation Nuclear Treaty. They obtained their nuclear technology by illegal means, okay, stolen from the United States. And so, they are the last people to be trying to prevent somebody else from harnessing nuclear technology. Now we can get on the debate about whether, we need to get away from nuclear energy or, whether it's necessary or whether, people should get rid of all the nuclear weapons. Well, I guess some people say when the United States starts getting rid of its nuclear weapons, then we'll get rid of ours. So, but anyway, here is, a clip that came from the White House press spokesman, and he is talking about this issue, what the president has to say about it.
Last summer, when Israeli citizens were facing a barrage of rockets fired by extremists located principally in Gaza, that there was a significant infusion of American resources into the Iron Dome program there. The president received a request from the Israeli government to help them replenish their stockpile of Iron Dome rockets. The president worked closely with the Congress to expedite that request, and that is an indication that this president is willing and has demonstrated a willingness to act decisively to protect the national security of our allies in Israel. Now, the president does that because he believes it's in the national security interest of the United States for us to continue to have a strong relationship with our allies in Israel, and the president is determined to make sure that party politics don't somehow trump how critically important this relationship is. That for generations, American and Israeli political leaders have succeeded in putting aside their partisan affiliation to focus on the best interests and the best national security interests of the citizens of their country. And that is why the president has said that he's not going to meet with the prime minister when he's in Washington in early March. His visit comes just a couple of weeks before the prime minister is on the ballot, and the president does not want to be in a position of even appearing to interfere with the outcome of an Israeli election.
Today, Netanyahu tweeted, and in English, which isn't typical for him in time for morning East Coast consumption, "I'm determined to speak before Congress to stop Iran." Do you consider that a response to what the president said yesterday? And is there a back and forth going on between the president and Bibi Netanyahu?
If there is, I'm certainly not going to continue it from here.
All right, so that was the White House press secretary. I forget the guy's name. But bunch of lies and propaganda concerning Israel and arming them. They didn't just look. Number one is Israel, that Iron Dome defense system. Look, they trying to act like all of these people was getting killed, like the Palestinians have all of this sophisticated military technology and surface to air missiles or all of this kind of crap. That is, those rockets that they were shooting are a matter, the way it was described to me, are no more than like bottle rockets. Flying trash cans. And again, let's get at the heart of the matter. Israel sits on occupied land. Israel, was created by the United Nations as a Zionist state. It practices racism, white supremacy. It is an apartheid state. It supported apartheid in South Africa. It has supported racism and white supremacy all around the world. It mistreats its Ethiopian Jewish citizens. They just admitted that they had been engaged. You want to talk about the Nazis? They were engaged in a eugenics program to coerce, force, and trick black African Ethiopians who are Jews, to take Depo-Provera, this birth control, cause too many black babies being born in Israel. Do you know in 10 years they cut the birth rate down of those black babies in Israel down to 50%? That's straight up eugenics. They admitted to that. Okay. Now they also practice racism, white supremacy against African refugees. There have been a lot of mob violence going on in that country. And so, for these people to act like this is a democratic society that's not based on Jim Crow racism, they are lying to you. All right. And they did more than just give them money for this so-called Iron Dome defense system. They were running out of bullets and bombs to kill them women, children, and defenseless men with. I mean, they were attacking civilian infrastructure, which is against international laws. I mean, just going all out to kill as many people as possible. And the United States government, doesn't matter, Republicans, Democrats, the Obama administration, all passed special legislation to rearm Israel so it can continue the carnage. So for him to make it seem like, this was all defensive measures, that is a bunch of crap. That is a bunch of lies. Okay. And this is disrespect, though, also on the part of Republicans bringing this man here to when you know that the Obama administration is engaged in peaceful negotiations with the Iranians over their right to develop nuclear power, which they say is for peaceful purposes. But even if they wanted to develop a nuclear weapon, I would say it is their right with the constant threats that have been levied against them. In the past, the United States government overthrowing its government and installing, brutal dictators and whatnot through CIA operations. And so I would say even if they wanted to develop a nuclear weapon, considering Israel has over 400 illegally obtained nuclear bombs, then, but they say that they want it for peaceful purposes, for civilian power and also for medical reasons, because nuclear power is used for like X-ray, not X-ray machines, but some kind of radiological medical equipment. And so this is an attempt to undermine that because they just want to go to war. They want to destroy Iran. They want to keep feeding money to the military industrial complex. And it was breaking protocol to bring this man here and not consult the White House. So they just go to show you, Republicans don't seek to work with this president, no matter how much he stands up for racism, white supremacy on a global scale, no matter what he says that, they want to hear. They just hate that man cause he black. All right. They just hate him. And this is the continuation of the antagonization of President Obama and his administration. There's nothing this man could do that would appease them. All right. So yeah, this is just total disrespect on their part. And Benjamin Netanyahu, in case y'all didn't know, he's also being sued by a former bodyguard, a black bodyguard, for racist abuse, at the hands of Benjamin Netanyahu's wife. All right. So that's something that caught my eye a couple of weeks ago, that isn't hitting the mainstream, media. All right. So, we are due to be speaking with Corinne Mack here in just a bit. She should be calling in. We're going to take a short break and then when we come back, hopefully, we'll have her on the line.